Now that everyone's so open about being fat, I can finally stop sucking in my gut.
In 1997, the World Health Organization declared that obesity was a global epidemic. That was almost 25 years ago. And unfortunately, this pandemic is at an all-time high, taking the lives of nearly 3 million people every year. You may have heard it a million times by this point, but considering the extent of this world health crisis, I will say it again. Heart disease, diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, and many other preventable mortalities are all commonly associated with being overweight or obese. Also in 1997, The Simpsons was experiencing the end of its 8th season and the beginning of its 9th. Though many fans felt that the series began to decline around the 9th season, the series is still producing new episodes. But despite this, the series is better known today for its memes and for the many events and phenomenons that the series seemingly predicted over its 31 seasons, such as Super Bowl winners, autocorrect, and Donald Trump's presidency.
We've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
To name a few. Being the distinguished social satire that it is, The Simpsons has a lot to say about the wacky goings-on in our world, usually with an exaggerated spin to help get the point across.
Yes, Simpson, your love of food is contagious. I've never felt jollier. Ooh, there go my shin bones again.
Of course, this includes the prominence of being overweight and obese.
If you gain 61 pounds, they'll let you work at home?
That's the deal. No more exercise program, no more traffic, no more blood drives or charity walks.
Perhaps the most telling example of how the show would comment on this crisis came from the episode Sweets and Sour Marge. From season 13, this episode came out during what is considered to be the series' gradual decline, but I find that it has a very important message about the way that society is trending. After Homer attempts to break a world record by assembling the largest human pyramid with the citizens of Springfield, the town inadvertently breaks a different world record.
Everyone, welcome to the Duff Book of World Records. Springfield is the world's fattest town.
Instead of being utterly horrified by this revelation, the town instead rejoices in their accomplishment and their own obesity. Essentially, everyone is proud aside from Marge. She then takes it upon herself to try and fix that problem.
Look at all the empty calories. Ooh, sugar-free donuts.
No, that is sugar with free donuts.
Feeling that sugar is to blame, as it is in almost everything the townspeople consume. Overindulging in sugar is certainly a contributing factor in regards to the epidemic, but at the end of the day, people are eating too many calories and not moving enough. But for this episode, the focus is on highly palatable, sugary foods. Mother Loving Sugar Corp is Springfield's sugar supplier, headed by Garth Mother Loving, and voiced by Ben Stiller.
Hey Marge, I'm not up on the current slang, but did the kids still say, "Get the hell out of my office"?
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody!
After an unsuccessful confrontation, Marge sues Mother Loving, resulting in a citywide sugar ban. The town is of course not happy, as they experience severe sugar withdrawals. After the new law, it is not long before an underground group attempts to smuggle sugar back to Springfield.
Count Fudula? I thought you wanted to get off the stuff.
I'm a monster! Don't look at me!
Homer ultimately does the right thing, aiming to appease Marge in the process, but his efforts reveal that the town would rather bask in their own poor health. The Simpsons gave the warning, and considering the current status of the world, with the epidemic being at its worst almost 25 years after it was declared, the point did not come across well enough. Companies still advertise and push for tasty, cheap, high-calorie, and generally very unhealthy food options.
Well, Paunchburger just recently came out with a new 128-ounce option. Most people call it a gallon, but they call it the regular.
Imagine, if you will, you go to the grocery store with every intention of shopping for your health, only to be bombarded with soda pop, candy, and other diabetes-laden goodies in the checkout aisle. Does that make any sense when 3 million people die every year as a result of this epidemic? Not to mention all the vending machines that are filled to the brim with the sugariest snacks.
Marge, this may be hard to believe, but I'm trapped inside 2 vending machines.
Sure, Homer. Trapped in vending machines, okay.
And instead of working to make citizens more active, we'd rather talk about getting rid of recess for grade schoolers.
Over the years, many schools here in Georgia and throughout the country have reduced or eliminated the time young students spend on the jungle gym.
One very large contributing factor is the fat acceptance movement, which was started as a means to combat anti-fat bias, but devolved into something horrifying and propaganda-filled. Normalizing obesity is undeniably a step backwards. What path are we really on? Will our future look like the one showcased in WALL-E, where we mosey about as fat, mindless consumers, living in a digital world? Or can we expect an even more fateful future? Personally, I don't want that. Change must come soon, or why wouldn't this problem continue to get worse? I'd prefer to end this video on a sweet note as opposed to a sour note. I want to be optimistic for our future, but change on this level will only come with collective efforts. We should definitely laugh at the satire in The Simpsons. But the purpose of satire is not just comedy. It's also commentary. Always look for a greater meaning in the art you consume, and try to take the right lessons away from the message. If you enjoyed this video, please consider letting me know down in the comment section below, and hit the like and subscribe on your way. Share this video, and maybe the message will be made more clear. And if you want to help fight against this epidemic, do your best to work towards making your community a healthier place. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening, my friends.